Good morning, friends, and welcome to the pre-market update. Friends, we saw the US markets closing on a positive note yesterday on the back of the correction that we have seen in the recent sessions. The respite which came in the US markets was that the Barack Obama has now nominated Janet Yellen as the next Fed chairperson. As you all know that the term for the federal chairman person who is Ben Bernanke is getting expired on 31st of January, and now as the first woman is now nominated for the Fed chairperson, there are a lot of expectations which are building up in the markets, and markets have also taken it very positively, and we saw a moderate gain in the US markets in yesterday's trade. Currently also the Asian markets are trading on a positive note. There is an overall belief that the political impasse which is there in the US government could actually break down and on a positive note, and then could actually get a rally in the US markets. And overall also there is a belief that there could be a political consensus being built up on. The deadline is 17th of October, and there could be some positive development. And on the hopes of that, we are seeing some sort of a positive reaction in the markets. Back home, yesterday the trade deficit data was released, and the data was much better than what the markets were expecting. And we saw that also reflecting in the markets yesterday. We saw a very good bounce in the markets from the weaker markets that we saw in the early morning trades, and post the data came out, we saw a good rally in the markets. Overall, as far as the flows are concerned, FIs are positive to the tune of around 327 odd crores as a provisional figure in the cash market, and the DIA were net sellers of around 97 odd crores as the provisional data. For the further cues and updates in the markets, we'll have a look at the derivative data. Thank you.
Good morning, friends. Let's have a view at derivatives. Friends, from past few instances, we were seeing that the markets were unable to sustain above the mark of 6,000, and immediately it gave up all its gain and slided further on the southward direction. But yesterday, finally, we have seen that Nifty has closed above the mark of 6,000 on account of fresh long positions which have been built in the market. Now, the PCR ratio has increased from 1.08 to 1.10 as the activity on the options front has geared up. Now, we have been seeing that on the call side, the activity has shifted from 6,200 and 6,300 call option to 6,400 call option, whereas 6,000 and 6,100 call option stands with highest number of shares on the call side, whereas on the put side, after 5,800 put option and 5,700 put option, 5,900 put option is the one which is having good amount of open interest. So basically, friends, if markets are able to surpass a weekly target of 6,100, then further upside on the market could be seen. And as the bias for the market is positive, any dip on the intraday basis can be taken as an opportunity to accumulate a long positions in the market. And from intraday perspective, one can buy India Cement with a stop loss of 51 rupees 85 paisa. Thank you.
Friends, let's have a look at the MID news and data for today. First and foremost, the trade data for September 2013, which has narrowed to a 2.5-year low in September. The exports were at $27.68 billion versus $26.14 billion month on month, and the imports stood at $34.4 billion versus $37 billion month on month. So the India's trade deficit has narrowed to $6.7 billion US dollar in September as compared to $10.9 billion, which we saw in the month of August. On other news, a positive development in Tata Steel, which the company has achieved a sales of 2.03 million tons in September 2013 quarter, up 17% as compared to 1.73 million tons of steel sold in the same period last year. Apollo Hospitals and Global Medical Technology major Medtronic Incorporation has entered into a partnership to develop a cost-effective and efficient dialysis system in India, and by envisioning a reduction in the cost by around 10 to 20% for the patients. On the other news update, there has been the first arrest which has been made in the NSCL fiasco. The Vice President of the Business Development, Amit Mukherjee, has been arrested and has taken into custody. On the other news, Bharti Airtel for the spectrum auctions in January, the service provider Singapore Telecommunications is mulling a stake hike in the company, which is a positive development for Bharti. A telecom company is looking to partly sponsor Bharti Airtel's bid. Apollo Tyres news is that the Apollo lenders may not fund the deal without the price cut. Now, funding for Apollo Tyres of 2.5 billion bid for the US-based Cooper Tire and Rubber is in jeopardy unless the deal is cut to reflect the risk of the higher cost stemming from the labor issues. On the other news, the Finance Ministry is likely to allow State Bank of India to raise around 8,000 crores of equity capital either through a QIP or a follow-on issue where the senior Finance Ministry officials has mentioned. So positive development for SBI, and we could see some positive reaction for the stock in today's trade. On the ideas for today, first and foremost, we have Reliance Infra. Reliance Infra has secured the board approval to raise up to 2,500 crores in long-term debt to refinance the high-cost debt. On the basis of this news, we advise to go long on Reliance Infra today with a stop loss of 405 and target of 425 to 433. Reliance Industries, the oil ministry will seek cabinet's approval for a general amnesty scheme for oil and gas field operators, which will allow Reliance Industries to retain the fields worth of $10 billion US, which regulatory authorities wanted to surrender. So on the basis of this positive development, we would recommend to go long on Reliance Industries today with a stop loss of 844 for target of 887 and 903. That's it, friends, from the MID News and Updates. Thanks and have a nice trading day.